Welcome, near or far. Welcome to everyone, and hello, everyone who's here in the room with us and who is also online. We're so appreciative of you to be here at Newark Arts Festival Interest Meeting 2025. My name is Lauren LeBeau Craig. I'm the Executive Director of Newark Arts, and I am so very excited to welcome you here along with my amazing team. We just couldn't be more excited to be getting a jump on the 2025 festival and to have our open calls ready and available for your amazing ideas. We're especially excited about the theme of joy this year. I don't know about you, but I could definitely use some joy in my life. So we are going to be using the word joy and the feeling of joy to inspire ourselves and everybody else this year. The festival is October 8th through 12th, 2025. And we have new team members, new energy, new spaces. I'm reporting here from Newark Art Space. So thanks everyone for your interest. You know, we wouldn't be anything without our artist community. I'm sorry if I have a little feedback. Yes, I think it's better now. This would not be a festival without our artists. So thank you everyone who's here representing, whether you're a curator, you are a visual artist, a sculptor, a poet, a DJ, multimedia, dancer. We need all of your creativity this year to turn this into our best festival yet. This is festival year 24, if you can believe it. So you're going to be a part of history when you join this festival. So I want to say thank you. I want to say welcome. And please, we want your creative ideas. We want your questions. There are no dumb questions. Please feel free to use the chat and also use the hand raise if you have questions. And now I'm going to turn it over to a man who is extremely special to me and the Newark Arts team, our inaugural Director of Programs, as well as Newark Arts Festival 2025 producer. Okay. It's the Darryl Stewart.
All right, all right, all right. What's going on, everyone? Hello, good evening, good evening, good evening. I need to see some energy in the chat. If you can hear me, if you could hear me, please, please, please write in the chat. All right, sounds like you all can hear me. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited to be in this space today. So tell me in the chat, what's bringing you joy? Tell me in the chat, what's bringing you joy?
I love it. I'm seeing art, community, listening to music, waking up day after day, freedom dreaming, music, love, God, unabashed creativity, my health, my breath, my community. I am loving it. Let's keep it going in the chat. What is bringing you joy? And Delilah, who's on the slides, as they are entering what brings them joy, I would like you to move on to the next slide so we can get this party started. Conscious moments that we create for ourselves to sip tea and enjoy coffee, no matter how absurd the world gets. I love it. So many things that are bringing you all so much joy. As Lauren said, my name is Darryl Stewart. I'm the inaugural Director of Programs and the Festival Director this year. And welcome to the Newark Arts Festival Interest Meeting. So I'm going to move. Thank you all so much for your comments and keep them going. Let's keep the conversation about what brings us joy. If you can see the slide, I'd like you to turn your attention towards the slide at this time so we can get into the meat and potatoes of the meeting. This year's Newark Arts Festival 2025 will take place from October 8th through October 12th. Founded by Newark Arts in 2001 as Open Doors, the Newark Arts Festival is a citywide arts and cultural festival that highlights the extraordinary, diverse talent of visual and performing artists in Newark and beyond, promoting vital partnerships community engagement and development, while nurturing health and well-being and prioritizing belonging for all Norkers. Okay, Newark Arts Festival's mission is to provide a platform that fosters creativity, to facilitate opportunities, and to contribute to the continued transformation of Newark into a welcoming, safe, and vibrant city for arts and residents and visitors. Awesome. Next slide, please. Our theme for this year is joy. Our 2025 theme for this year, I repeat, is joy. As Newark's signature cultural event, the Newark Arts Festival brings together thousands of artists, innovators, and attendees from across the region to explore the power of art to heal, connect, and ignite new possibilities. Through dynamic exhibitions, performances, panels, and public art, we center joy as a revolutionary act, the golden thread that ties us to our shared humanity. For sponsors, this is more than a moment. And for festival goers and participants, this is really more than a moment. It's a movement. All right. So that is the theme for 2025, joy. Next slide, please. So the way that the festival will break down this year into the 5 days, it will look like so. We're going to start with the gold ball. The gold ball is actually a riff off of the pink ball for those of you who were around last year. We're simply changing the color and leveling up the experience. So the gold ball will be Wednesday, October 8th. Newark Arts Festival events, receptions, and happenings will take place on October 9th. On the 10th, we will introduce a new concept called Newark Arts Festival's Art Night Out, and we'll talk more about that. On the 11th, we will spotlight Newark Arts Festival's kids programming, as well as an evening with, which is a new performance series that I'm excited to talk more about. And then on the last day, in addition to our closing day activities, we will have the Open Doors Studio Tour. Next slide, please. So how does this break down and what does this look like? Here's a little sneak peek at Newark Arts Festival 2025 programming. As you can see in the left, the gold ball, inspired by last year's pink ball, will be the opening of Newark Arts Festival 2025 at Newark Museum of Art as we celebrate our community's golden state of creativity and resilience. We will also have a new exhibition called For the Fellas at Newark Arts' new gallery and gathering space located at Vermella Broad Street, with a focus on men who love the arts. Art Night Out will transform Friday evening into an exploration of the most electrifying galleries, exhibitions, murals, and unexpected artistic havens. So prepare to see the city's visual art scene in an exciting and new way. On Saturday, in addition to all the other programming, we will feature an Evening With series, an exclusive up-close experience with a Grammy-nominated music artist, an intimate conversation and concert designed to uplift, inspire, and fill our hearts and ears with pure joy. There will also be various other curated events throughout the city that offer safe and interactive spaces to build community and explore culture, and other programming that includes kids programming, dance, community events, and experimental art. If you can hear me and that all sounds good, let me know in the chat. Next slide, please. So here is the part why we are here. It's the open calls. 4 open calls for Newark Arts Festival 2025 participation are now available on Submittable. Each call targets specific applicants. To apply, all you need to do is select the most relevant call, okay, and simply apply. Misdirected applications will automatically be routed to the appropriate team. For example, If you're an individual performing artist and you make a mistake and you apply for the performances and programming call, we'll simply forward it over to the department or the team. So no worries about that. But there are 4 calls. The 4 calls are visual art, performing arts, performances, and programming. And the last open call is open space. And we're going to dive into each one and hopefully answer all of your questions about each and every call. Next slide, please. So what is Submittable? Submittable is the platform Newark Arts uses for managing open calls. Here are a few tips to navigate the platform. Number 1, once you create your account, save the login credentials for easy access. You'll need a free email address and a password. Make sure you write it down and save it to make it easy for you to enter and exit the application until the application is complete and submitted. Number 2, present your materials clearly and professionally. This is a big one. Think of your application as your introduction. Ensure all of your submitted documents are well organized, easy to read, and free of errors, typos, grammatic mistakes, etc. Ensure your samples are presented in the best possible light. A polished and professional presentation demonstrates your attention to detail and respect for the opportunity. The third one, read instructions meticulously. This might seem obvious, but it's where many applicants stumble. Pay incredibly close attention to every detail in the call for submissions and within the application form itself. And finally, if you have a question, any question, and you don't know the answer and you can't figure it out, reach out at festival@newarkarts.org. Cool? All right, let's move on to the next slide. So now I'm going to pass the baton. We have a few members from the Newark Arts team who will introduce themselves and do a deep dive into the different areas of programming, starting with Adrienne for visual art. So everybody in the chat, I'm going to pass it to Miss Adrienne. Show her some love. Take it away, Miss Adrienne.
Hi, everyone. This is Adrienne Wheeler. Welcome to our interest session. This is, oh goodness, I hear Daryl outside. So I'm hoping that many of you have already signed into our open call. If you haven't, our deadline is June 1st. We have a few things that we have listed on the call. One of which, and this is for visual arts, so one of which is, what is visual arts? I'm sure that most, if not all of you, know what visual arts is. But just for the purposes of this call, I'm just going to reiterate what's in the call. So that would be for visual arts. This includes painting, drawing, printmaking, sculpture, collage, assemblage, installation art, textile and fiber art, ceramics, digital painting and illustration, photography, video art and experimental film, 3D modeling and animation, augmented reality, virtual reality, and light art using LEDs, neon, projections, and conceptual art. What's not included in this call: graphic design, street art and graffiti, mural art, performance art, and body art. And with regards to performance art, there is a separate call for performance art. Let's just see if there's anything else that I want to cover, and I can't see whether or not, are there any questions coming in? Or are we saving the questions until the end? Let's see here.
Hi,
That's,
Um, I have the visual arts piece and maybe not so much the performing arts. My
Okay.
biggest thing is like, I know we have spaces that are available to us. I just want to know, is there a way that I can secure a space where I can hang my students' arts? That's the
Okay, so-
predominant.
Okay, so to address that, we have spaces that are for Newark Arts submissions, accepted submissions that will go into spaces that we are managing. We will be securing a list of spaces that we can put you in touch with the owners of those spaces. So in other words, we would be working more as a broker. We would not be managing those spaces. We would not be co-curating those spaces with you. We would simply be saying to you, here's a list of people who have reached out to us or business owners that have reached out to us to say that they have a space available for anyone who's interested in using it. So that's how we would be handling that. We're not handling, individual spaces for artists. So all questions are now going to be handled at the end of the session, and I'm going to pass it on to our Director of Digital Marketing, Communications, and Brand, Delilah Navarro. Okay, thank you all.
Hi, everyone. So I'm here to cover our programming and performances. As you know, our programming would consist of panel, pop-ups, unique events or experiences, films, plays, musicals, one-man shows, or larger showcases. And you can apply for for programming as an individual or a collective. A collective would be considered 6 or more people. And we're really looking for creative, community-centered programming proposals. Just so you know, there is an application fee. It's $10, but we do have fee waivers that are available for hardship. And to apply for that, just contact us at festival@newarkarts.com so we can help you walk through that. And we are giving priority to programming with confirmed spaces. So if you do have a space already and you decide to do an event at your space or at a space that you've already booked, that will receive priority over people that don't have space yet. I'm going to hand this off to Cheyenne.
No problem. Thank you, Delilah. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here for the info session. I'm going to talk about open spaces. So right now we're looking for donated spaces to help host exhibitions, performances, pop-ups, and creative programming throughout the city. If you run or manage a coffee shop, retail storefront, office lobby, community space, or anything similar, we'd love for you to consider being a part of the festival by opening up your space. There is no fee to apply to offer your space. It's just a great way to support local artists, bring some creative energy into the environment, and connect with the community in a new way. A quick overview of how it works. You're going to submit your space on Submittable. So like I said, there is no fee. The other submissions, there is a fee, but to submit your space, it'll be free. It does not automatically guarantee a spot, but every application will be reviewed by our team of curators and producers. Final decisions about what space gets used and how they're matched with programming will be made final decision by our executive director and Newark Arts Festival team and our festival producer, Daryl. The deadline to apply is June 1st, and we'll notify everyone by July 31st at the latest. Okay, so if you have an available space, even if it's just for a couple of days, we'd love to hear from you. And then, yeah, thank you for everyone for joining. I hope to see a lot of amazing art this year. And I'm going to pass this back to Daryl.
So I'm gonna take over Daryl's part of the session because right now he's with our people who came to do this live. Right now we are looking into the performing arts open call. So for this call, we're looking for performing artists, either individuals or collectives of 5 and under, right? So if you have up to 5 people, you should apply for this open call. We're looking for actors, singers, musicians, dancers, poets, hosts, DJs, or anyone else who performs, whatever that performance art may be. If you've experienced the festival before, you know, last year we had so many wonderful performances and artists, and we're looking for the same. Our live auditions are actually on Saturday, this Saturday from 11 to 3 p.m. at Newark Arts Space. That's at 355 Broad Street. And the same application fee does apply. If you do need a waiver, again, please contact us at festival@newarkarts.org.
And now we are going to move to questions. Questions. So here's what I'd like to do, just so we can keep it a little bit organized. If you can turn your camera on and raise your hand, we'll call on you one at a time and we'll get everyone's questions in. Awesome. So I see Nadia's hand. I'm gonna call on Nadia first, and then we'll go from there. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. I just want to make sure we can all hear each other. We can all hear each other's questions, okay? So Nadia, the floor is yours.
So two questions, I guess. One, could either the list be read again for what's acceptable mediums for visual arts? Can it either be read again or like sent in the chat written out? And then in that list, I was wondering if collages were acceptable. Yeah.
Oh, yes, collage art is accepted. I will I will put the full list of mediums in the chat right now. Moment.
Awesome.
Oh,
Thank you, Nadia. Thanks. Great question. Sierra, I'm coming to you next. And thank you. Someone already put it in the chat. So you'll see there what we classify as visual art. Ivana B just put it in the chat. There is no time limit on films. Sierra.
Thank you, Daryl. My question kind of relates to what someone else put in the chat as well. For those actors who don't have an act, specifically myself, I write, so I would love to get in contact with actors. So if there was a possibility to get in contact with maybe having a form on Google Drive or some type of way to get in contact with other artists who are maybe individuals who could help us who have reading material that we'd like to present.
So Sierra, what I would recommend you do is I would recommend that you apply for the programming call and simply name your program for the purposes of the application and tell us what you want. So if you want to do an evening of, I'm just going to say stage readings of your work, right? Name that in the application and say, I would love your support with finding actors. Put it in your
Gotcha.
CV or put it in your notes. And then as we're reading through the applications, we'll know exactly what you're trying to do and be able to connect you in a deeper way if that's chosen as part of the programming. Okay.
That is very helpful. Thank you so
I'm
much.
so glad I could help you, Sierra. Okay, I'm gonna move to Stella Chang. Hi, Stella.
Hi, everyone. So I have two questions. Number one is for the visual art open call. I know the deadline is June 1st. Like, how long do we usually have to wait till you guys announce, which artworks are selected? And my second question is that I understand that the Newark Arts Museum has very limited space this year. So if the art is selected, how do you guys go about deciding what space would it be presented at?
That's a great question, Stella. The first question is notifications will go out no later than July 31st. So
Okay.
that answers the first question. The second question is how will we determine who goes in what space and where? That will be determined by our lead curator, Adrian Wheeler. It will be up to Adrian and the curatorial team to decide who is placed where based on what's the story that they're trying to tell and which exhibition is placed in which venue, which is we are still working out and figuring out, okay?
All right, thank you.
No problem. Thank you so much. I'm gonna move now to Crystal Brown. Crystal Brown, welcome.
Hey, thank you so much, Daryl. I guess the one part question, I'll say I guess it's two, but my first part of the question is, I'm interested in the programming, so I'm looking into, I don't like panels as much, but I'm looking into, I work in experiential and design, so I'm looking into like pop-ups or something of like experience side. So I want to know when it came to applying, um, the benefactor of what did that actually look like when it came to capacity of like spacing, and what exactly were you guys looking for when it came into that, if you could answer that question. And then the second part would be, I know you guys are looking for giving priority to people who already have spaces locked in. So being if there was a pop-up, how would that kind of like work if you don't have a space at the current moment?
Great question. It's a simple answer. We want you to dream big, as we said in the application, and we don't want you to limit that trying to do the work of figuring out, well, where would this live? Submit the idea, allow us to do the work of seeing if the idea fits and if we can find a space for where the idea fits. And you as the artist do the dreaming and allow us as the administrators to do the legwork. And I promise you, if it's an idea that we jive with, we will find a way to make it work. I will stay up as late as I need to, Crystal. And I will find a way to make it work. Okay?
I love that. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Keep it going. Keep it going. All right. Amalia M. Welcome. Welcome to the Newark Arts Festival interest meeting.
Greetings. Thank you so much for offering this info session, and thank you for all of the curators and presenters for this information. I'm curious about where sound art might fall under this criteria. Thank you for adding it to the chat. I'm imagining that it would be part of installation art, but in terms of the application, right, since sound art is not visual, and I understand that we would have to submit attachments, does the application accommodate links? What format is ideal if you do accept sound? Thank you.
Yes, great question. We do accept sound. I would start with the visual art application and I would peruse it. If you go in there and you find, you know what, this doesn't really support the vision that I have, I would then tell you to move to the programming and performances. Place it in there. This goes for everyone on the call. As long as you submit your idea, we will get it to the right person on the team. It doesn't matter what call you use, really. It does, but it doesn't, right? So if we read something and we say, you know what, this really feels like visual art, we will move it to the visual art department. Or if we read it and we say, you know what, this is really a program, we'll move it to programming. Okay? Thank you so much. Fadia?
Fadila. Okay, thank you. Thank you guys.
Fadila, sorry about that.
No worries. Thank you for bringing us together. I wanted to ask if there is an opportunity to join in as a speaker during the summit or during the festival. And if not, is there also an opportunity to join in as a host for one of the sessions that the Newark Arts Festival is hosting? And is there a specific space where the event is going to happen, or how does that work in terms of attendance?
Well, the event is happening over the course of 5 days and it'll be happening all over the city of Newark. I would probably point you to the performing artists call. In the performing artists call, there's a section for other where you can select other and put in, I'm a host, I'm a moderator, and fill out the application the same way that others would. And go from there. If there are matches or ways that we could see ourselves collaborating and working together, we'll reach out.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry about Fadila.
No
Via.
worries.
Michaela Lozado.
Hi, thank you. I'm sorry, I forgot to lower my hand. Stella actually asked my question, so you answered it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Tanaja Hill. Tanaja Hill. Okay, I'm gonna come back to Tanaja. Gerald Butler.
Good evening there. How are you?
Well, thank you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I had two questions, and one of them was unrelated to this one. So the first question is there an update in regard to the application to the Newark Art Registry, and will the application process for this one be the same as that?
I'm gonna let Cheyenne answer about the Newark Artist Registry. I can tell you that this application process is separate, it's different, right? And what we're looking for is a lot more specific as we are really looking for exhibitions, events, and programming that speak specifically to October 8th through the 12th. So I would encourage you to definitely apply to this separate and apart from the artist registry. The artist registry is more of a database that we pull from for events that are happening throughout the year, whereas this is much more specific to Newark Arts Festival 2025. And thank you for your question. I'm gonna move to Vanessa Moore.
Me. Good evening. I'm a first time applicant. My question is, I haven't created my actual pieces yet. So when I apply, do I have to actually send pictures of or photographs images of my pieces, or can I submit that later?
It would be very helpful for you to at least submit renderings or to give us some idea of where you're headed. Because again, we're going to get a lot
Okay.
of different ideas and a lot of different proposals. And in order for us
Okay.
to really plan out and make sense of what each exhibition and what each space will look like, we do need to have a
Yes.
sense of what you're planning to do. It doesn't in any way need
Well,
to be complete, but I would
okay.
definitely suggest at least sending over a rendering.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Very welcome, Vanessa, and thanks for joining us. All right, I'm gonna keep it going. Queen Stewart.
Let me take my hands down. Let me take my hands
I'm here.
down.
I'm sorry. I'm here. I'm here. I just got to the restaurant. I'm sorry.
It's all good, Queen. It's all
Okay.
good.
Thank you for having this space, and I am so excited. Anyway, I won't waste time. So I did put my questions in the chat. I have a film, a documentary about my joyful journey through cancer, and I would like to screen it, so I'm going to apply for that. But also, what I've been doing is having discussions surrounding my film, so I thought it would be a great idea to combine into one program. And so I didn't know which would be the best open call to submit to with the two of those.
Thank you, Queen, for that question. This is definitely open call for programming and performances, and I would pitch it as exactly that. It's a film screening and a panel discussion, or a post-film screening panel discussion. So I would submit it. I would submit it just that way.
Okay, thank you, Daryl.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. We look forward to reading your proposal. I'm gonna jump to Ashley Garcia.
Hi. So my question is, if you are selected,
Can you mute if you're unmuted, please, if you wouldn't mind? Okay, awesome. Sorry about that, Ashley. Let's
yes,
go. Let's start again.
okay, so my question is, if you are selected, will artists be allowed to display things like their Instagram account or Facebook account next to their art? Is that allowed?
That's a great question. I don't see any real issue with that. We're big on giving credit and credentials and bigging up all of our artists. And Newark Arts Festival is a marketing machine, right? So we're gonna push, push, push. We do a ton of promotions. We have an entire department that's dedicated to that. So by all means, I think you're good on that, and I wouldn't worry about that at all.
All right, thank you so much.
Very welcome. Jasmine White. Jasmine, going once. All right. I'm gonna move to Maiwa. Maiwa, do you have your hand up?
Yes, I do, Daryl. What's going on?
Thanks for joining us tonight, Maiwa.
Oh, for certain. This is actually a question through a third party. For the for Saturday, I received this question early in the office. Somebody that was a musician wanted to find out if there was going to be any keyboard for the auditions that's taking place, or for them to come and play, or would they have to bring that? So I wanted to make sure I throw that question out there just in case anybody else had it.
That's a great question. Shout out to all of the performing artists. We will be at Art Space here at Vermella Broad Street from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. on Saturday. We will supply a keyboard, a microphone, and a Bluetooth. Anything other than that that you might need to present for your 3 minutes, you should plan to bring it. That's a great question, Maya. Well, thank you for that.
Welcome. You're doing an
Awesome.
excellent job.
Thank you so much, Maiwa. I appreciate that. I'm going to move to Naja S.
Hey, Daryl. Thank you for taking my question. Actually have two questions. Are you accepting any fashion exhibitions? And if so, which category would it fall under?
Programming and performances. So technically, if it's any kind of fashion related, unless it's an exhibition where you're actually showcasing fashion, I would definitely put it under the programming and performances open call.
No, it would be an exhibition. It would be an exhibition. Excuse me, I'm tripping over my words.
I would still place it under the programming and performances call.
Okay. And because I jumped on a little late, my apologies. How can I receive a copy of this recorded Zoom?
It will be on our website, newarkartsfestival.com. We will
Thank
get it up
you.
there by the end of the week, hopefully.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi.
Thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna jump to the chat.
Hey Daryl, I'm back. Can you hear me now?
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, thank you. Sorry about that. Um, so my question for you, I am interested in hosting some creative wellness events during the festival, and I would like to apply for grants to support the initiative. Are we able to say that we're working in partnership with Newark Arts while we apply for grants?
In order to receive grant funding?
Yes, so I'm interested in doing like creative wellness events, like I want to do yoga and just different things to help with creatives' mental wellness. And I think that's something we ignore a lot, but I would need funding to pull it off. So I'm curious about if we're able to partner.
I am comfortable to say that you can say that you are applying and you are applying to participate in Newark Arts Festival. That's as far as I would go. It also sounds like you need to check out our website, newarkarts.org, because this also sounds like something that would fit really well into the Art Start program. So you may want to check that out as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. I look forward to reading your application. Definitely open call for programming and performances.
Awesome.
Anyone else?
I have two other questions, if that's okay.
Sure, that's okay.
Okay, so first, I was wondering for in the application, should we try to sell ourselves like as an artist as a whole, or just the individual pieces that we submit? And then also, I was wondering what exactly the application entails, and like more specifically with any long writing pieces we would have to submit, like how long, would they have to be, how much, writing, that sort of thing.
I think I understand your question. I would say apply as an individual and share from your individual artist history and perspective and point of view. We don't really have a ton of details around dimensions or how small or how big a thing can be. I would just say make sure that it's connected to the theme of joy. Does that answer your question?
It does, yes. I guess I'm just concerned because I this is I'm not really an artist, so this is like just something that I feel like could fit the theme, but I really don't have any previous history of being an artist, so I wasn't sure if you were looking for established artists or if it's okay that just focusing on this piece or like the pieces I submit since I don't have a history as an artist.
You don't have to be an established artist in order to apply to the festival. Anyone can apply to the festival at any level with any idea or inspiration. There's no prerequisite around that, and I would not worry about that. I would simply apply. If you're interested, definitely apply.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to lift up in the comment section, Alta Gracia said, last year was my first time participating in the festival and it was a highlight of the year. Thank you to all who bring this festival to life and thank you for hosting this call. Thank you for being in community with us. And before we end this call, I just want to say that's really what it's all about. It's about community. It's not about me or any one particular person. It's about all of us. So I encourage you to stay connected with us on our social media at Newark Arts. And be sure to connect with one another. We're going to leave this chat open so everyone can drop their social media and Instagram so we can all connect. This is the last call for questions. I see, Tanasha, you have your hand up.
Yes, I still have a few questions. I know that you went over some of it before, but I'm just going to re-ask them along with the other questions that I have. So which forms do we fill out to be a speaker on a panel? And what form do we fill out to submit an event to be a part of the programming?
So if you are filling out forms as an individual artist of any kind, you're going to be on the stage, you're a poet, you're a moderator, you're a rapper, you're a singer, you're an actor, you're any kind of individual artist, that is the open call for performing artists. So that's very important. Now, if you want to produce an event, you want to produce a panel, you want to produce a film screening, that's the open call for programming and performances. So that's the distinction there.
Okay. Oh, I had a question about a 3D art installation. Is that like the visual art call?
Yes, that would be
Okay.
visual art. And I encourage you all, take a little time, go on Submittable, look through and read through. We've worked really, really hard for months to try to get the applications to be as clear and concise as possible. So go on there, check it out. And if you still have questions, by all means, feel free to reach out. Okay?
Okay, last question.
And then I have to move on.
Yeah. Do you guys help with funding?
It depends on the project and it depends on the priority. So it's on a case by case basis.
Okay, sounds good.
If you have other FAQs, other questions, please visit our website, newarkartsfestival.com. There's a lot of questions in the frequently asked questions there as well, which might help to give you some guidance. I'm going to jump to Nadine and then to Kayla before we close out. And shout out to everybody putting your IG in the chat.
Everybody. Thank you, Daryl, for taking my question, and to the whole team for bringing this gathering together for us all. Just very quick question for performing artists. How long are the sets for live performance?
Great question, Nadine. It depends on what day, what time, what event you're performing at. We have some events and some sets that might be 15 to 20 minutes, and then we have some that are a little bit longer, and then we have some that are a little bit shorter. We know that for the Gold Ball, we usually have 20-minute sets for the performers, but they do vary by event and by experience. And then also this year, what could be different or what could look different is, let's say, for example, for Art Night Out, we may engage a performer to just be out on the street or be in front of a gallery or be at a space for 30 minutes or an hour. So I would encourage you to just apply, show us what you got, and again, kind of let us do the legwork to put it all together and make sense of it, okay? I'm looking forward to learning more about your artistry.
Right on. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Kayla.
Hello. Hi. Quick
Hey
question,
there.
and I'm very sorry if this was asked already. For visual arts, where if you're selected, where is that shown? Or
So we have 4 confirmed venues, and we're more than likely going to add another. The 4 venues that we have right now are Newark Museum of Art, Newark Art Space at Vermella Broad Street, Nico at NJ Pack, and the last one is to be confirmed. So we know we have those 4, and we may have some others as well. I would definitely encourage you to apply. We are going to, just so that you all know, we are going to really focus on highlighting and celebrating fewer artists with more depth and more impact, right? So instead of having a wall of 50 pieces, we may have a wall of 15, 20, that we can really, really focus on making sure that everyone gets their shine and everyone is put out there in the best light.
thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Are we at the end of the session? Yes?
Well, that's their theme, it's joy.
Okay. So I just want to clarify this question that was in the chat. Thank you, Cheyenne, about performance videos. Absolutely. You can submit your performance video. If you can't make it to the auditions, no problem there. Just go to the open call for performing arts and submit your video right there within the application, right? We will take a look at your application and we will consider you the same way we would if you walked in for a live audition. So that's why we're giving you 2 ways to engage with the festival. All of the details for all of these calls are on our website, newarkartsfestival.com. Put it in the chat for me, Shy. newarkartsfestival.com. It has so much information, so many things laid out for you, and we're updating it every single day. So continue to visit that. Let somebody know you have until June 1st to get your applications in. So don't delay, apply today. Put it in the chat. Don't delay, apply today. We're looking forward to reading and going through and really reflecting on each and every application. And we're going to do our very, very best. Right? We're not perfect. We're a small team, but we're really excited about this theme. We're really excited to continue using the arts to transform lives. And we're really, really grateful for your time. So thank you all so much. We're going to say goodnight for now. Again, drop your contact in the chat. Thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Delilah. Thank you for everyone who came in person. And please spread the word about Newark Arts Festival. It's going to be bigger than ever. It's going to be the biggest one yet. And I'm so, so excited. So with that said, take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll talk soon.